Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Samantha, and today is a very special video. It is a collaboration with Red Dirt and Stardust here on YouTube and over on Instagram. So if you have not checked out her video for this collab, I will have her channel and her Instagram linked in the description box below. So go ahead and pause this video. If you haven't seen hers, go check out hers, like, comment, and subscribe, and then you can come back and watch mine. So what we decided to do is we both have the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and we decided to choose 3 shades from this palette. This is what it looks like. To try to get each of us to incorporate in a look. We chose very different shades, and we set a rule that we can bring in other shades from other palettes, but they must be neutral colors. I'm going to try my best just to use the colors that Verity picked for me, and I'll talk about those now. The first shade she picked was this purple shade, and it looks like this. She also picked this light lilac purple shade right here. That one doesn't show up the best on my hand as a hand swatch, but we're gonna make it work. And then lastly, this blue minty teal color. I do have a couple ideas, I think, but we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into it and see what we can come up with. We're also both doing the palette tag for this video as well. Verity mentioned in her video for this collab that she's not the best with chatty get ready with me's, and neither am I. So we decided to do the palette tag to kind of give us something to talk about. If you see me looking down, I do have a mirror that I'm using right now, but I will do my best to look at the camera so you guys can see me. First of all, I'm going to start by setting my eyelids with the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I'm almost done with this, and I don't know if I'm going to be repurchasing it after I'm done with it or not. It will just have to be a wait and see type of thing. So the first question in the palette tag is your newest palette. And my husband actually bought me 2 palettes not too long ago, and they were both from Colourpop. And it was this one, the Honey palette, and it looks like this. It's a very yellowy palette, and that's really all I can describe it as. And the Little Ray of Sunshine palette, also by Colourpop. I do think these 2 palettes complement each other very, very well. So I do enjoy them, but I don't know if I would repurchase anything else from Colourpop. I really just wanted the Sunflower palette, but my husband got me both. He wasn't sure which yellow palette I wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and set my lids, that primer, with a shade that's in my magnetic palette. It's just this. I can't remember where this came from. I think I just repressed this, but I honestly don't remember, so I do apologize. But it's just a cream shade and has a lot of kick up. And I do apologize about my wrist. I am having an eczema flare-up, and accidentally hit my hand on the counter, and it scratched it all up. And even though I cleaned it up, it is still kind of not looking the best. So I do apologize. And I just want to make sure this is set nicely. So, I have 2 purples and a blue to work with. I know the blue and the purple aren't really that pigmented, and I have to really pack them on. But I think they would make a nice, almost cotton candy look together. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to start off by taking the blue shade and packing it in the outer 2/3 of my lid. When I do that, I can go on to the next question of the palette tag. The next question of the palette tag is your oldest palette. And I do apologize, you have probably seen these palettes before in my Pan Those Miraculous palettes. They have very similar prompts, and I really don't have that many palettes. So I just kind of work with what I have for the most part. And that would be my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. It looks like this. I do apologize about the giant mirror. But yeah, I have some pretty good use in it. But it definitely is my oldest palette in my collection. I got that palette when I was pregnant with my oldest son, and he will be 4 in February. My boys share very close birthdays. My youngest is born in January, and my oldest was born in February. And my youngest had the due date of my oldest son's actual birthday on the 23rd. So sometimes it can be a little confusing. So that is definitely my oldest palette. And moving on to question number 3, that is actually also my most expensive palette I own. I just really, personally, I cannot bring myself to justify buying a really expensive palette. Even that palette, I got it when it was on sale. I'm just not one to, oops, I just dropped my brush. I'm just not one to really splurge, I guess, if that makes sense. My most affordable palette would probably be this Sweet and Shimmer eyeshadow palette. It's just a little quad. I got it as a Christmas gift. And it's from Ulta, and as you can see, like, I only have 2 shades left in this, so my goal is to hopefully finish this. I don't know if I'll finish it this year. I might not, excuse me, but I do want to get that out of my collection, and, you know, get some use out of it, because it was a gift, and I do like those 2 shades. So now I'm just taking this blue on a damp, like, flat brush to try to bring some more of the color. Because I really like the NYX Ultimate Brights palette. I like all the colors, but it is definitely not pigmented enough, I think. If there was a palette with all of these colors, which I know there is, I just can't bring myself to buy it since I do have the NYX one. So I do want to hurry up and pan this and get it out of my collection pretty much. But I love the colors. I do love the colors. I just wish they were more pigmented. So now that that's done, I'm going to take this purple, the light purple, and go in the inner third where the blue is not, and start packing that light purple in. And then I'm going to blend it out, blend it into the blue. Oops. Use a different brush. My everyday palette. I really don't have an everyday palette. I kind of just pick and choose what I want to use. For the most part. Since I did completely pan my baby pan that palette. My pan that palette for this year is my magnetic palette, and I have enough progress on it that I know I'm not going to finish it all because I keep depotting things and putting new shades in there and stuff like that. But I'm at a place that I'm pretty happy with what's in my magnetic palette, and I've used up, I believe it was 13 shades in that palette this year. So I am pretty happy with that. So I'm kind of giving myself a break for the rest of the year from working on it. I will use it time to time to bring in a few shades from there that I feel would help enhance a look or whatnot, or if there's a color I just want to use. But I'm not really limiting myself right now. And I'm just using another like flat eyeshadow brush to go in with this purple and do the same thing as I did with the blue, just to kind of bring in a little bit more of that color payoff. This is definitely a look that I don't think I would normally go for, but I like that about collabs and challenges and how they push you to kind of get out of your comfort zone, I guess, and try something you normally wouldn't. I'm liking how that's looking, but I think I do want to add a little bit more of that blue because of the purple kind of muddied it a little bit. So, just going in like this. Moving on to the next question. My most colorful palette. You would think it would be my NYX Ultimate Brights, but it's not. It's actually the Makeup Revolution Brave Spirit palette. And I do say that because, yes, it doesn't have as many colorful color options, or bright color options, I should say, but the pigment and payoff of them is so much greater than the NYX palette. For example, this is the purple in the dark purple in the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, next to the dark purple in the Makeup Revolution palette. I'll need to do side-by swatches for you, so you can kind of get the gist of it, because there's that one. And even though it's darker, I would say, the one in the NYX Ultimate Brights, I do like this one, and I don't have to keep packing it as much to get as good of a payoff, if that makes sense. I know I have like a ton of fallout, and that'll get cleaned up here in a minute. So moving on, my smallest palette would also be this Sweet and Shimmer palette from Ulta. I think other than that, my smallest palette is a 6-pan palette, I believe. And that is the Colored Rain Smoke Show palette. So that little quad palette or my Color Grade palette. It's in my bathroom. So let's see. I'm liking how this is looking, even though I've only like played with 2 of the colors. I'm gonna go in with a makeup wipe and kind of clean up some of the fallout so I can kind of get a better view of what's going on. Okay, I think I need to do a little more of the blue on this side to make it a bit even. A bit more even. So, let's see. The next question in the palette tag is my biggest palette. That would have to be my magnetic palette. And my magnetic palette is kind of a mess. It kind of looks like this. I'm trying not to dump them all out because some of the shades in here are not magnetic at all. So that's what that looks like. There's 23 shades in here. And by the end of the year, in December, I do plan to go through this and swatch them and see what I actually want to keep. And see if there's any shades I want to get rid of, because I know myself and I will hold on to things because I don't know. I just hold on to things. So now that I have that done and I'm really liking how that looks, I think I'm going to go in with the purple, the darker purple, and try to pop it in my crease a little bit. Hopefully that does not like muddy things up and make it look horrible, but we're gonna try, and if it does, we'll just go with it. We'll make it work. So I'm gonna start on the purple side. I do apologize. I know I never claimed to be the best at makeup application, but I do enjoy it and I have fun with it. So I actually like how that looks, how that's turning out. I think that looks really nice. But yeah. So number 9 is the palette with the most memories. I would either say my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette or my ColourPop Sunflower palette. And you're probably thinking, you know, how can a new palette have so many memories? That palette just reminded me of my mom as a little girl and stuff. So that's the whole reason I even wanted that palette. So I got that palette because it reminded me of her. Which, actually my mom kind of likes the palette, that palette and the colors in it and stuff. So it kind of signifies my mom even more because of that. I do think I'm going to have to go back in with the blue because it's not showing up on this eye like I want it to. This eye, it did okay. I might have to wet my brush a little bit more to get it to do what I want it to do. But I do like how that purple, the darker purple, looks in my crease with this. It's giving me very cotton candy vibes and things, which I don't mind at all. I do like it. I feel like I'm gonna hit pan on this blue because I just keep going in it. So I keep just kind of building up the blue, but I have done a look with just this blue all over my lid for Easter this year, and I really enjoyed that as well. But I remember it did take a while to try to build up anything that was really gonna stay for a period of time. see. Maybe that'll be the last bit of the blue. So that's why I say the Sunflower palette probably holds the most memories to me, because it reminds me of my mom. Palette that was worth it. Definitely the Makeup Revolution Cannabis Stevia palette. This is what it looks like. Mine has had a beating because of my two boys, but I do love this palette and I use it all the time. I've created some pretty nice looks with this, and honestly, this might be the most colorful in my palette, maybe because of all the greens. But I really love this palette. Like, I love how I love the formula. I love how it has a nice mix of mattes and shimmers. I love the colors and stuff. So this is definitely a palette that will probably be sticking around in my collection for a while, because I don't see myself trying to pan it because I don't want to get rid of it. Not worth the hype. Either the NYX Ultimate Brights Palette, which we're working on, or the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice Palette. Again, another palette that has a ton of progress in, and I do apologize about the mirror. But I heard so much great reviews about this palette. I've heard, oh my god, you gotta have this, you gotta, this is such a great palette. It's alright. It does its job. It has some nice colors. Would I buy it again though? No. I wouldn't. So it's not worth it for me. And then the last question in the palette tag is a palette from your favorite brand. And that's a difficult question for me because I really don't have a favorite brand for eyeshadow. But I would say the one that I'm loving, just my palette that I'm really loving here lately, is my Bad Habit Athena palette. Again, this one has a lot of progress as well. I love this palette. I love how I love the formula. I love how the shades are really just nice. They blend out easily. They work well together. They blend well with other palettes, with other brands. And I just really like this palette. And this palette has really made me debate whether, oops. And that's how half my stuff gets broken, because I can never hold on to things. But this palette has made me debate about what I want to do for my Pan That Palette 2020. I will hope to have a Pan That Palette 2020 video, or 2021 video, sometime in December. Hopefully I'll make up my mind by then. We don't even know. Maybe there might be 2 palettes for Pan That Palette 2020. I don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. What I think I'm going to do is, I do like how this looks. But I'm going to take that dark purple and put it along my lash line. Like so. And I know these are like an eyebrow pencil. But I like using them for my lower lash line. I feel like I can get it how I like it. Like right up against my lashes. And I'm going to look down into this mirror real quick to do that. And I think this pulls it together because of the purple in my crease. I do feel like something's missing. And let's see. I do think I want to pop a glitter or shimmer in my inner corner. But I need to find one that is going to be a neutral color. So let's see. I think I'm going to go in with the shade Calm in my Makeup Revolution Cannabis. It's the chilled palette, but everybody probably thinks it's the weed palette, the cannabis palette, whatever you know this palette is. This shade here, I'm going to go in with that and pop a tiny bit onto my inner corner. It's like a white golden cast shadow, and I'm just going to pop that in my inner corner just to give it something else. Just a little bit. And I'm going to call that it for my eyeshadow. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the rest of my face. Right now I'm out of foundation, so I'm not using any. But I'm going to go ahead and use, this was in a Christmas gift I got last year as well. And these are the two blushes. This was a Physicians Formula set. So these are Physician Formula blushes. I'm just trying to use them up and get them out of my collection because this piece of plastic just takes up so much space. And I would depot them and put them in my magnetic palette, but I don't want to break them. And I always use blush like a bronzer almost because I don't use bronzer. So I use it where I normally would put blush, but then I do my temples and then my nose. And I really don't feel like doing highlight today, so I will go ahead and drag my blush a little bit across my forehead as well. Everybody always asks me how I use a blush so quickly, and I just apply it like this. This is all I do. I really like how this eye look turned out. And I almost used nothing but matte shades, but I had to throw in that little inner corner because, let's be honest, I have to. And I'm just going to go back in because I don't feel like this one has enough. It's not catching my eye as much as the other side. There we go. And got it. Quickly do my brows. I use the IT Brow Power in Universal Taupe. I got this in an Ipsy bag, so I'm just trying to use it up. I have quite a bit left in here. Don't know if you can see that. I have that much left. I've thought about getting my eyebrows microbladed because it looks like I have no eyebrow tails. I do not shave my eyebrows. I don't pluck my eyebrows. I don't know. I don't know where my tails go, but they're there, but they're just so light that you really can't see them. So I really think that I might get them microbladed. when I had the money to do so. And again, I am not the best at doing this. Every time I do my eyebrows, they never look the same, but I try, and that's all that matters, in my opinion. So I do my best. That's all we can do, because, you know, we're not perfect, and that's okay. I think this is like one of the longest videos I have made for my YouTube channel, so I do apologize about that. And I've kind of rambled and ranted and things, but I stayed on track, so that's a good thing. I did have my eyeliner, but I cannot find it now, so I'm going to go ahead and pick a lip color, do my eyeliner and my mascara off camera, come back, and we'll do an outro. So I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. So I just used the e.l.f. No Budge Retractable Eyeliner in black on my waterline. The Beauty Bakery Smudge Proof Lengthening, Volumizing, Eyelash Lacing Black Mascara. And I wanted something that wasn't really going to take away from my eyes on my lips, so I just used the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. So that's what this look is. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, please go follow and subscribe to Verity at Red Dirt and Stardust. I had such a fun time collabing with her, and hopefully we will be doing more collabs in the future. Also, follow me on my Instagram at Samantha_Pans. And if you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.